Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing well today. Today we're going to be playing 21 questions, but we're going to be doing the makeup edition. So I got this idea from Juicy Jazz, but she did mention in her video that she got the idea from the creator of this tag, who is Allie Gline. So I'm going to put both of their videos in the description box. So this is basically just a list of questions about like how you feel about some of the stuff in your makeup collection, some nostalgic questions about like how you got into makeup and all of that, and just maybe some thoughts on like what you think about certain aspects of the beauty community, I guess. So I'm just going to go through the list of questions and tell y'all some of my makeup thoughts for today. So if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is SonyaNicole and I post new videos every week, including some stuff for makeup lovers who are 40 and over. So if that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe while you're here. I would love to have you join me and I would really appreciate your support. Okay, you guys, let's jump right into it. So I'm just going to jump right into the first question, which is, what is your oldest makeup product in your collection? And I know for a fact that this would be it. This is the L'Oreal True Match Powder in the shade C8. So I used to use this all the time when I used to contour. So now I do bronzing, but I used to contour all the time. And I used to use this particular powder. This is supposed to be a setting powder, but I used to use it as a contour because when I learned like what contour is and like how you're supposed to do it, I learned that you just take like a powder or something that you're going to contour with that's 2 shades darker than your skin tone. So I used to use the L'Oreal True Match foundation, the liquid foundation, all the time, and I used to use the shade C6. So I said, well, this is going to be easy because I can just use C8, and this is a cool tone powder, so it's 2 shades darker than my skin tone, so this would be perfect to contour with. So I feel like I probably bought this maybe like in 2014, 2015, and as you can see, I did hit pan in the middle of it because I used to use it all the time. I actually kind of just started getting into bronzer maybe like 2 years ago now. So prior to that, this would be the product that I would have used most of the time to contour my face with. So this is definitely like my oldest product that I have right now. The next question is, what is your most recent makeup purchase? So I guess I'll give you 2 answers to this because the first one I did buy it, but I'm actually going to be returning it. So I did just buy the new Huda Beauty Foundation, and I knew that the shade that I was buying was going to be a little dark on me, but it's like way darker than I thought it was going to be, and I just can't use it. So I am going to be returning that, unfortunately. I was so excited about it because especially since it's like fragrance free, that was the main reason I wanted to try it out, but I don't think that there's any other shade for me, unfortunately, in that foundation. So I am going to be returning that. But outside of that, the most recent purchase that I've made that I've already used a few times and I really like it is this Charlotte Tilbury Jewel Pot. This is the Walk of No Shame eyeshadow, so that's what it looks like. It's a really pretty like rose gold type of shade. This little itty bitty tiny bit of eyeshadow costs $35, so I honestly don't know if I would have bought it if I had known it was going to be this small though, but it is really nice. Like I have used this like a couple of times. So those 2 products are the most recent things that I've bought. So the next question is, what is the first makeup product that you've ever used? And I'm pretty sure that would be a CoverGirl mascara. I'm not 100% sure which particular mascara it was, but I feel like it's the one that comes in the orange tube. It's called the Lash Blast mascara. I feel like I actually did go online to see if I could find out how old that mascara is because I was 16 when my mom started letting me wear makeup. So that would have been like 96, 97. I don't know if that particular mascara is quite that old, but I think that that was it because I know CoverGirl has had like mascaras for a very long time. I'm pretty sure that was the first thing that I've ever used. So what's a makeup trend that you used to love but now you hate? So I'm not going to say I hate it, but I no longer put highlighter down the center of my nose. I usually don't do highlighter at all these days, but when I do, I'll just do something like on the sides of my cheek. I feel like in in general, a lot of us who are like really into makeup, it's kind of like shifting toward kind of like more everyday, what we would consider like more wearable type looks. And I just feel like highlighter makes your look less everyday. It's more like glammed up when you put highlighter on. And now, like looking back at some of my old videos, it's kind of like highlighter down the center of my nose is just like way too extra for me. Like it's just a whole lot going on my face for no reason. So I'm not going to say I hate it, but you know, I don't do that anymore. It's just a trend that I think that it's just not necessary, and it's just like too extra for me. What is a makeup trend that you used to hate but now you love? So this is going to sound like really funny that I used to not do this, but I used to not put concealer like all in the center of my face. I used to only put concealer like right on my under eye area, but like not on my chin and my forehead, because I used to think it was just like extra product, like an extra layer of product for no reason. So it wasn't until I tried the Pat McGrath foundation, so I feel like that came out maybe a couple years ago now. When I got that foundation, I got a color that was really dark for me, and I got it through the influencer program, so I couldn't return or exchange it. And you know, not to sound like ungrateful, but I was kind of stuck with that color, and because it was way too dark, I felt like I had to put on more concealer like in the center of my face to like balance everything out. And I really liked the way that it looked, and I was thinking like, why haven't I been doing this all this time? I mean, I know why I haven't been doing it, but I don't know, in my mind I was just thinking like, why am I just gonna put an extra layer of concealer in certain areas for no reason? But when I used that Pat McGrath foundation and I felt like I needed the concealer to balance everything out, ever since then I've been putting concealer kind of like all in the center of my face, and I do feel like it balances everything out like it's, you know, supposed to. So, you know, looking back now, I'm like, I can't believe that I used to not do that. But yeah, I used to just have concealer right under my eye and then foundation everywhere else, and that was it. So the next question is, we're at question number 6. What is your favorite step in a makeup routine? So for me, it would be a toss-up between bronzer and mascara. I really can't choose between those two. I feel like bronzer just kind of brings your whole look to life. It kind of just warms up the face like it's supposed to, and it just kind of like brings everything back to life. And I guess the same thing with mascara. So like a lot of people who wear false lashes, a lot of times they feel like when they put their lashes on, it just like brings everything together. That's kind of how I feel with mascara. I feel like even on a day where I might not be totally satisfied with my eyeshadow, when I go in with my mascara, it just kind of like brings everything together. So if I had to do without one of those two, I really don't know like which one I would choose, because I feel like both of them, they're kind of like necessities for me in a makeup routine. I have to bronze and I have to have some mascara. So the next question is, what is a makeup product that you can't live without? This one was really hard for me because I can't really think of a particular product that I don't think I can live without, but I feel like I need something to do my brows with. Like I usually use powder, but like even if I had to resort to a pencil, I need something to be able to do my brows with. I actually do not like doing my brows. It's like the least favorite step in a makeup routine for me, but I also think it's like one of the most important ones. I have like really sparse brows, so even on days where I'm not wearing any makeup at all, sometimes if I'm running out the house, I'll just like fill in my brows a little bit and go. But especially when I'm doing like a full look, I do feel like your brows kind of like shape your face a little bit. So even though I don't like to do my brows, I feel like it's an important step, and it's something I need something to be able to do my brows with. Next question is, what sparked your love for makeup? So I guess that would be like the first time that I felt like I kind of learned something about makeup. Like when I first started putting makeup on, I didn't really like know what I was doing when I was doing my makeup. I was just putting it on. And I remember I used to wear MAC foundation all the time, and I remember I bought some new MAC foundation and it fell and broke. So I ran to the drugstore to get more makeup. I didn't want to spend like an extra like $30 or so. Or I don't even think I had the extra $30 to buy more MAC makeup. So I went to the drugstore, and it took me like a few tries to find like a foundation at the drugstore that I could use. But I remember when I tried the L'Oreal True Match foundation that I was talking about earlier, that's the foundation that actually taught me what my undertone is, because the first couple of shades that I tried, one of them was too yellow because it was a warm undertone, and then the other one was too neutral because it just looked kind of like dull on me. But I remember when I tried the shade that I wear, which is C6, it just kind of like melted right into my skin, and I noticed that it was a cool undertone. And then when I went to the MAC website to look at the undertone for the foundation that I was wearing then, I had never thought to do that back then. Like, I didn't even know that what an undertone was when all of this happened. But when I went to look back at the color that I wore in MAC, it said something with like a rosy undertone or something like that. And I said, oh, I guess I have like a cool undertone. And I remember being so excited that I actually learned something, and I just got like more into it after that, because I started like playing with other products and kind of like figuring out what would work for me and what wouldn't based on my skin tone and all of that. Like, it was just very exciting for me back then. So yeah, I guess it was when I discovered that L'Oreal foundation is when I started like really getting into it, because I felt like I was like educating myself, I guess. So in many ways I feel like I'm still learning as I go, but that was definitely like what sparked my interest into this like whole like world of makeup. So yeah. The next question is, what is the worst makeup look you've ever done? I have so many to choose from. Like, I'm going to put up a picture of one that comes to mind. This was a pretty early video for me, and I remember I had on like this really weird looking extraterrestrial type lipstick from MAC. I mean, I guess I just thought I was being cute. I don't know. But if I look back at like all of my older videos from like the first maybe 2 years that I've been on YouTube, and I've only been doing this for 3 years, like, I never liked my makeup. Like, I really just did not know what I was doing. And like I said, I'm still learning as I go along. But if you look at my makeup now versus like 2018, you will see a drastic difference. So trust and believe, I have a whole lot of looks to choose from that I don't like. I think it's going to be hard for me to pick one that I think is like the absolute worst, but the picture that you're going to see on the screen, this is the one that comes to mind first because of that lipstick. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah. I have a ton of those looks that I just don't like. So what is your favorite makeup look that you've ever done? So I am gonna go with my Eagles green makeup look, and I think that this would be my favorite. Now, I also have a whole lot of looks that I've done that I do like, you know, ones that I was satisfied with, but I feel like this one would probably be my favorite because it's one that I'm most proud of. This was one that kind of like pushed me out of my comfort zone. I use colors that I usually would not use. I'm not really into green eyeshadow like that, but this one I just really wanted to play around with it and just see what happened. And I really wanted to do like a green eyeshadow look because the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl that year. So I actually did a video on this look, so I will link it up here. I'm gonna have the picture here, but I'll have the link up here in case you guys want to check that out. This was like a really old video, so keep that in mind. I was relatively new to YouTube when I did this, but it is one of my favorite looks because I just feel like my makeup looks like really nice and clean right here, and I am very proud of the eyeshadow in that look. What's your favorite drugstore makeup product? So I feel like that would definitely be this Essence mascara. I've been using this for a long time and I just could not put it down since I got it. This stuff only costs $5 and it's like one of the best mascaras ever. This is definitely my favorite product from the drugstore right now. Next question is, what is your favorite Splurge makeup product? So that would definitely be the Natasha Denona Glam palette for me. Just in case you're watching one of my videos for the first time, I really love cool tone makeup. So as soon as I saw this palette, I was like, yeah, I'm about to put out $65 for this palette because it just looks so pretty to me. And I use this thing like crazy. So even though it was a Splurge product, I feel like I do get my money's worth out of this because I use this all the time. It's like the perfect cool tone palette for like every day. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite one that I splurged on. What is your most repurchased makeup product? So I feel like that would either be, I don't know between these two products. So the first one is the MAC Chestnut Liner, and you guys see how small this thing is because I haven't purchased this in a long time, but back when I used to wear this regularly, this was like the only lip liner that I wore. So back in the day, I used to purchase these things like crazy, and every time I would get one, I would use up as much as I possibly could before I would go out and buy a new one because I kept buying them so much. It's between this one and also the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. So this is like a perfect concealer for me, and what I love about it is you get so much product and it's only $29. But even though you get a whole lot of product, I have repurchased this a lot too since it came out because I felt like for a long time this was really my only option for an under eye concealer. So between these two, I really don't know which one would be the most repurchased. I feel like maybe the lip liner, but I'm not sure about that. But I do know it would be between these two. What is your earliest makeup memory? So for me, that would be watching my mom do makeup. My mom used to wear fashion fair. So let me know in the comments if y'all remember fashion fair. So I think we used to go to Strawbridge's. It was either Strawbridge's or Macy's. And I used to love when my mom would go to the cosmetics section of the store and she would take me with her when she went to the mall. Oh, I used to love like just being in that section of the store, and she used to always go to fashion fair to get her makeup, and then she would go to Estee Lauder to get her perfume. And I remember sometimes like sitting in the bathroom and watching her put her makeup on, and I used to just sit there and just, you know, just be in awe at what she was doing. I have to ask her. Now I'm trying to remember. There was a specific like a wine colored lipstick that she could not live without from fashion fair. I wish I could remember the name of that. But yeah, that's definitely my oldest memory, just being a kid, just watching her put on her fashion fair makeup. I used to love just watching her, and I used to love going to the store when she was going to buy makeup. I just used to love that. Next question is, what is your favorite place to shop for makeup? So for me, I think it's a tie between Target and Ulta. So shopping at Target for makeup is just really convenient for me because I'm there all the time. Like you can go to Target, you can get like some bread, some milk, a new pair of shoes, a TV, and like some foundation, you know, like they just have everything there. And I'm very happy that I think that this is still on board, that Ulta is actually coming to Target. I cannot wait for that because I hope that means that we can go to Target and buy some high-end products. That would be wonderful. So yeah, I like shopping at Target because it's really convenient, but I also like shopping at Ulta because I feel like it's a very versatile makeup store. Like you can get both drugstore and high-end products from Ulta, and I just like the whole like vibe of Ulta. Like to me, Ulta is like Target but for makeup and skincare, you know? So yeah, I feel like it's a tie between those two stores. The next question is, what is the most underrated makeup product that you own? And I think for me that would be this setting powder from the crayon case. This is called the Chalk Dust setting powder. I haven't used it in a while, but it is like one of my favorite powders. I feel like this brand though in general is not really talked about too much on YouTube. I don't think a lot of people know about them, but this particular setting powder, I think it comes in like 7 or 8 shades. It's like a pretty wide range of shades, and it's a really nice powder. When I first got it, I used to use it like crazy. So yeah, I would say this is definitely underrated, but I think the brand in general is underrated. Next question is, what is your most overrated makeup product? So that would be this Fenty concealer. I do feel like I'm the only person out there who does not like this concealer. Like this thing is just like really thick, really cakey, really hard to blend out, and I just do not like putting this concealer on. Yeah, this concealer, I do not like this concealer, and I think I'm like the only person out there who doesn't like it. But yeah, that concealer is just not for me. Next question is, what is a discontinued makeup product that you wish would come back? I really can't think of anything that I have that is discontinued. I was thinking about products that were discontinued just because it's a special edition product. So I came across this lipstick from Fenty. So this lipstick is called Supermoon, and it was from the holiday collection from Fenty. I want to say back in 2017. This is one of my favorite lipsticks. So I usually go for more like pink tone lipsticks or more like brown lipsticks that have like maybe taupey or like pink tones to them. This one is a lot warmer than something that I would normally wear, and it has like, it's a very peachy color, but I used to love this lipstick. I still do. I just haven't worn it in a while. But this has been discontinued just because it was part of a special edition, like limited edition for that brand. That's the only reason it was discontinued. I really don't think I have anything that's been discontinued just because of like lack of sales or anything like that. So the next question is, where do you go for makeup inspiration? So definitely YouTube and Instagram. I do like just scrolling through just to see the different types of looks that people have created. One of the creators that comes to my mind first is SonjdraDeluxe. I love watching her YouTube videos because watching her do her makeup is just like very therapeutic. If you've never come across her channel, I'll link her channel in my description box in case you don't know who I'm talking about. But she has like a very unique style of makeup application, and she does a really good mix of like everyday looks plus like very colorful, like bold looks, and I just love just sitting there watching her do her makeup. But I definitely just scroll through on YouTube and Instagram just to see like what people have come up with. And I also like to go off of like what I have at my disposal. I would say I have like a whole bunch of different places that I go to for inspiration, but I guess mainly it would be YouTube and Instagram, and then just like sometimes just sitting down and picking up stuff to play around with it. So all right, these next two questions are very interesting. So the first one is, what would you hope to see less of in makeup's future? Oh, my battery's dying. Okay. What would you hope to see less of in makeup's future? So definitely like less consumerism, like less of a focus on always buying stuff because there's products coming out left and right. So I know part of that is because as products keep coming out, we keep buying them. So I know that that's part of why they do it, but it's just a lot. Like to me, it's just too much. It's too much stuff coming out, and I feel like we need to kind of just chill on that. I also want to see less non-inclusive launches. For some reason, brands are still coming out with like very horrible shade ranges, and I don't know why we're still doing that. Now, I do think that we've come a long way compared to like maybe 5 years ago. I think that we have come a long way, and I think Jackie Aina and Nima Tang are two of the people that are largely responsible for that. So yes, we've come a long way, but I still feel like we have a long ways to go in that. So I feel like those are the two things that come to mind, like not focusing on always buying new stuff, and then just making sure that when brands come out with launches, it's as inclusive as it could possibly be. So the last question is kind of like a flip to the one before, which is, what would you want to see more of in makeup's future? So I definitely want to see more of a representation across all age groups in the makeup community. So for those of y'all who have been with my channel for a while, you know that I have shifted kind of recently. I've shifted some of my content to cater toward like the 40 and over crowd because I feel like it's just very underrepresented. So especially like in campaigns, you know, we usually don't see people who are older in makeup and beauty campaigns unless it's something about anti-aging. But just, you know, in a regular makeup campaign, just have people of different age groups in those campaigns. Now, there are some. I'm not saying that there aren't any. There definitely are some, but I just feel like it should be the norm for us to see that. I also think that I want to see like more realistic images when it comes to advertising for makeup, because I think a lot of what we see is like people who look like they're already like quote unquote like have perfect skin before they put the makeup on. And there are a lot of people out there who have what society would consider to be like perfect skin. So a lot of people can relate to that, but not everybody. So there's a lot of people out there who have like acne, who have like wrinkles, bags under their eyes, what else, like texture on their skin, and just stuff that they may be dealing with their skin. But we never see like those types of representations for makeup, you know, like it always looks like the people that they use for their commercials, like they already have like they don't need the makeup because their skin is already like flawless looking. So I guess I would like to see more of that too, like, you know, have an ad for a new foundation but the model has acne, because that's relatable to a lot of us. So yeah, I would like to see more of that too. Okay y'all, I'm sorry for my voice, but I've been sneezing like through the video, so I can tell that my voice is acting up. But those are all of the questions in the 21 questions and makeup edition. So I really hope that y'all enjoy hearing my answers. If you do this video, please come back and let me know so I can watch yours. And again, I will have all of the questions in my description box if you're interested in doing it. Again, if you have a YouTube channel yourself, you're tagged, so I hope that you do the video. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed watching today. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe before you leave today, and I'll see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.